Music and anime, two of the most beloved mediums of entertainment that can leave a lasting impact on people, regardless of if it's the vocals being sung by the lead singer, or the instrumentals playing in the back, or the fluid animation of a fight scene, or the breathtaking visuals of a scene. Regardless of whichever one of those tickles your fancy, it can have that impact that's going to stick with you forever. When I started the 5th grade, I was introduced to the world of anime, for better or for worse, and one of the first anime that I ever got into was Sword Art Online. And look, I know, I get it. Just hear me out, please. Just let me finish before you click away. Are we good? Okay. Back then, I was still inexperienced and was learning still what I like and dislike about anime, regardless of if it would be, like the genres or the art styles or hell, even the waifus. But the one thing that I fell in love with quickly, regardless of if I was even watching the anime or not, was the anime openings. And when I sat down to watch that first episode of Sword Art Online and got to the end where Kirito is just running because he learned that if he wants to survive in this world, he's gonna have to fight for it. And right after the intense music score cuts out, we pan to a side view of him screaming out, declaring that he's gonna come out on top. It was at this point in time in the episode where the opening cuts in, and it was also at this point in time in my life to which I learned the art of anime openings. So back to the question at hand, what do I mean by the art of anime openings? I'm going to be covering a bunch of bullet point like topics that's going to explain and answer more so what I mean by this. And the first one is a very, very easy one to grasp. So before we get into a deep or philosophical route with any of this, let's just take a couple of steps back and observe at a basic point of view as to why people even like these anime openings in the first place. First, we have a personal favorite of mine. We have the monkey brain explanation. This one's really simple and easy to grasp. This is just pretty much, oh, animation matches with song that was made for it. It scratches part in brain and makes me feel happy. And a good example of an anime opening that, perfectly describes this would be something like this. Or we have the sophisticated answer where the animation and the music and the vocals and the instrumentals, they match up so perfectly together and they make one beautiful mastery of art. Ooh, the emotions that they're trying to convey are perfectly put out on paper. And some openings like this would correlate with that. And so on and so forth. So whether it be on the basic monkey brain level or the deeper dive level, there's a different way for each person to interpret how they want to look, observe, and take in these anime openings. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's time to go on to the next topic of the video, the artistic approach of anime openings. Just like how different animes have different art styles, openings can have their own artistic approaches as well. For example, there's a drastic difference between an opening like this and an opening like this. Don't understand? That's okay, let me explain. The difference lies within the direction of the animation. Let's start with JoJo's. The JoJo's opening follows a linear structure by displaying the plot points of the anime in order of which you would see them. It starts with Jonathan meeting Dio, as this would be the start of the Joestar's constant battle with Destiny. As we then see scenes of Dio kissing Arena, Dio getting shot by the police, the Joestar Manor going up in flames, along with Dio escaping, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, the Tokyo Ghoul opening is more abstract and tells not quite the exact story of Tokyo Ghoul, but instead some of the plot points within Tokyo Ghoul in a very vague manner. For example, the opening starts up with Kaneki sitting in a chair in what looks like a never-ending room composed of a blue sky and a floor made of only water. Nowhere once in the anime does a setting like this ever appear. The reason why it exists in the opening in the first place is to show Kaneki's perspective of the world. It starts out black and white, representing Kaneki's belief that humans are good and ghouls are bad. But then, when shit hits the fan later on in the show, he slowly learns that that's not the case, and his world becomes full of color. The symbolism in this opening is on a whole other level entirely, and I would genuinely recommend watching Mother's Basement's video dissecting this opening, as some of the things that he said in this video I touched upon as well. Anyways, back to the point at hand. These are what I like to call linear and abstract openings. Some examples of other linear openings consist of Naruto's second opening, Haruka Mirai, along with Demon Slayer's first opening, Gurenge. As for examples of other abstract openings, we have Bleach's first opening, Asterisk, along with Jujutsu Kaisen's first opening, Kaikai Kaiten. Both of these artistic approaches bring something different to the table, as I've seen plenty of both and I've been thoroughly impressed by both sides, along with having them ingrained in my memory. And you know, speaking of memories, as humans, we naturally connect and associate certain events, songs, games, or even shows to certain time periods within our life, therefore creating memories. And whenever we look back at those events, songs, games, or shows, we can get a vague idea or maybe even a complete idea as to what we were doing or what was happening around that time period. And the same thing applies to anime openings. And I'm not just talking about, oh, the arc that was happening around the time of that opening. No. The same logic applies to anime openings in full force. For a personal example, I associate my friend in our senior year of high school with Attack on Titan's My War. At the time, the both of us were still anime onlys, and being greeted every Sunday with this eerie and bizarre opening, along with some of the most drastic changes we had ever seen yet in the show, the final season had cemented itself in our memory. As every day we had honor statistics class together, we would just sit and talk about the most recent episode, everything that had happened and what we thought could come next. Sticking with Attack on Titan, I would also end up associating the Rumbling opening with my first semester of college, as it would be around the same time the both of them had just started. However, the reason I associate the Rumbling with my first semester of college is not as happy as a reasoning as I have with My War. To put it frankly, it did not take long for me to find out that I just don't like college at all. And I'm not going to go into the details as to why, because this is not the correct place or time to do that. However, what I will say is that college had a way stronger negative effect on me than it ever did a positive effect on me. So whether I would be walking to class or leaving to go home or walking in between classes, turning on the Rumbling was an easy escape to make me forget everything that college made me feel. It made a place that I felt a lot of discomfort just by being in bearable. And it's for the reasons like the one that I just explained that some people are going to hold different openings on a higher pedestal than others might. Not just because the song was good or the animation was top tier, but because it helped them deal with something that they didn't want to have to deal with. This next part is entirely separate from anime openings and has absolutely nothing to do with the video, but in today's day and age, I feel like it's very appropriate to say. Everyone's dealing with their own issues in life. So don't be the person that adds another one onto the list. Be the person that makes it easier for them to exist. Jesus, I'm sorry that this part of the video turned into such a down and upsetting and just kind of mood. It wasn't my intention, but just... if only there was some form of like accessible art that could just turn this whole thing around, you know? Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Now this is much better. Fellas, let's cut to the chase. Anime fans like us, we can appreciate good art when we see it. Whether it's fan art, official art, or art from the author, we love art. And that is why I'm here today, because I want to show you all your golden chance. Allow me to introduce you all to Slepsu and her commission page. With her wide selection of options, there's gotta be something there for you. Want a brand new spanking profile picture? Boom, we got it. Want a cute little chibi drawing done? Boom, we got it. Hell, do you want a full VTuber model not only drawn but also rigged? Boom, we got it. And why stop there? If you're gonna become a streamer, you're gonna need some emotes for your streams, right? Boom, we got it. We got static and animated ones just for you. And you wanna know what? I'm gonna throw my full stamp of approval onto this one. I've commissioned her before myself. Take a look. This is one of my favorite ones. Here's the original image that she had to work with, and this is what she did with it. It's just me. She entirely got rid of the other character there and even made the mountain look natural. And then here's just a more simpler one. You see that smile on that face? That's a genuine smile because I was a satisfied customer. And you know what? You can be too. I'm gonna leave the link in the description down below to her commission page. It has all the information you would need and then some, along with her email. So if you guys have any questions that may not be answered from the page, you guys can just go ahead and use that. But with that being said, let's wrap up this video, shall we? At the end of the day, art is subjective, and not everybody is going to hold the anime openings to such a high pedestal in comparison to your average fan. But hopefully one day, with a basic analysis, a deeper understanding of the artistic approaches, and enough time to have some memories made, hopefully one day you can appreciate the art of anime openings.